RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
Yo. All right. Hey. I was very sick this week, guys, so be kind. I'm in a pissy mood, too. So it's going to be one of those days or nights. Thank you for hanging out. This is Tara Devlin. Let me hear how it sounds myself. All right. It sounds all right. Let's see. We meet here every Friday at 8:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. I'm not as late as I usually am. Thank you. And where do I begin? Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for always your support for the beautiful community cats. Your kindness does go far and helps keep the poor souls that are often forgotten. Gives them some full bellies and warm shelters to sleep in. So thank you, Charlie, and for all your support of the show. Remember to take care of yourself, right? We got to take care of ourselves first before we take care of others, because otherwise we're going to crack up. We crack up, man. And, yeah, thank you, patrons. If you can, become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. That will make me happy. It will also make me want to keep doing the show because I'm at the end of my rope some days. And look at me. I'm only 21 years old. I'm just kidding. The years have been hitting me hard. And that's how it is with Trump in the office, in the Oval Office. You know how in other presidencies they take a picture of the president at the beginning of the term, and then by the time their term ends, they've aged seriously and noticeably. For Trader Trump, it will be us. It's the rest of us will age. He won't fucking change at all. Oh, and I gotta cut down on the cursing. Yeah. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat right out of the gate. Thank you for starting us off, and also for being a moderator. And thank you for being a moderator also at the Tara Show on the Political Voices Network. That's amazing. Thank you for... that's a lot of Tara shows. It's a lot of Tara. I don't know if I could take enough. I have enough, I'm sick of myself sometimes. So I appreciate you, doing that. And Tara Show every Tuesday now. We're going to start a new episode on Tuesdays and on Thursday. So it'll be 2 days a week at the Political Voices Network. And it's a great show. I just got to get used to, she talks very fast and it's hard to jump in sometimes. And there's also a delay. So I got to get used to that. It's kind of annoying to me too, because anyway, I feel like I kind of overlap sometimes, but it's all good. We're working it out. We got to get more independent liberal media voices. That's it, because this is the liberal media, guys. This is the friggin' liberal media, and we got our work cut out for us. So if you can become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin, even $2 a month, that would make a big difference. If you got, if we got 5,000 people to be $2 a month patrons, and then we can have a daily show at a set time. That's it. It don't take much, I don't know, whatever. Maybe it takes much. We just don't sell out to billionaires. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So, we got a big problem here. I don't even know where to begin. Fuck. I'm so pissed off. I left a few messages for Schumer. And he's my senator, but sadly, so is Kristen Sinema. Not Kristen Sinema. I always say her name. Kirsten Gillibrand. And she was also one of the 9 Democrats who capitulated. Let me see. How many I just had it written down over here. Let's see. Where is it? Well, she was one of them. I mean, you can almost, predict. Let's see. Who, Democrats who caved. So, you don't have to be Miss Cleo to predict the ones. It's the usual ones. Fetterman. Dick Durbin. Oh, he's another one. They all suck. And what's so disgraceful, first of all, when you call your senator, and I really hope everybody does it, call your senator, call Schumer. You have every right to call him. He's the stinking minority leader without a spine, without an ounce of leadership qualities in him, without an ounce of fight in him. And I called a few days ago to encourage his ass to at least show a spine and get something for the vote. Because think about what they did, what the Republicans did. They negotiated this disgraceful budget, this continuing resolution, without Democrats at all. They locked Democrats out of the process. Okay? So Schumer agrees, oh, it's terrible, it's a horrible bill, it's horrible, it's terrible, it's going to hurt, it's going to sting, it's going to... So you just give them the votes that they need? Because why? I mean, there's no fight in this at all. You don't even put up a fight. And what made me sick, too, was that I was reading some articles and seeing some things that the Republicans were saying, and the Republicans were laughing at Schumer when the reporters asked them, well, are you concerned? Do you think that, Schumer, is it going to matter that you cut Dems out of the process? And I'm trying to remember, or even if I can find the article, the one because who it was. I think it's on the tip of my tongue, but the Republican that said, no, Schumer's going to cave. And he laughed. He will cave. They weren't worried at all. And they knew it. So it's so embarrassing. And honestly, I'm so pissed off. These two who happen to be both of my senators. Kirsten Gillibrand is not up for she's not up for another election until 2030. So she's safe. And that's how they did it. All of the safe Dems. Well, Chuck, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Fetterman. He should just go and be a maggot by now. Just go and be a maggot. If that's who you are, be a maggot. You've always been dreaming of being a Nazi. Go for it. Now's your time. Live your best life, Nazi. Until we overthrow you, as always. It never lasts. Nazism, this kind of shit will not last. And it's going to get worse. And it's going to be painful. And what's more painful is watching the capitulators. The appeasement for nothing. And that's why. And when I called Senator Schumer and said, you are why 10 million Democrats stayed home. 10 million Democrats who voted for Biden in the 2020 election stayed home this time. And for the first time in my life, I have to say, I felt like, what's the fucking point? What is the point? And I've always voted from the time I was eligible. Every election. I don't think I've missed an election. Even when I was in the grips of active addiction, I voted. And I don't know. I feel so hopeless. Why vote for for Schumer. I mean, I will probably vote, but now I understand why somebody can go down and skip over the certain boxes. You know, why would I vote for Schumer? Why would I vote for Gillibrand? There's no point to it. Because what makes me sick is watching everyone who, you know, there's a real outrage building in the country, and I'm happy to see it. But there's not even an ounce of fight in the Democratic Party leadership, at least. I mean, some of them want to fight, but it's a damn disgrace. Hold on. This is Tara Devlin. Welcome to Unapologetic Liberal Talk. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Give me a reason to keep doing this show. I don't know. Should I keep doing the show? Is it fucking matter? Because, like, you know, I have a couple of friends of mine. They're going over to Ireland and for 3 weeks to really suss out the place because they want to move there. They're not even Irish. But they're like, fuck this. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I know they're not alone. I'm sure there's a great exodus going on right now. But they want to retire and retire in insanity. Not in a sane country where, yeah, every place has problems, of course. But do you want to really be in a country that's fucking controlled by Elon Musk and this cruelty? This is the thing. Like, I am so sick of the cruelty, the selfishness, the excuses, the arrogance. You know, today I watched a veteran chain himself to a pole and in protest of what's going on in the government, in the so-called government. It's not a government. It's a fucking mal administration. But here's the guy. Wait, hold on. It's a little loud, isn't it? Lower that And for those who are listening,
King
audio.
Trump
he reads.
And President Musk are killing veterans.
Yes, they are.
And veterans are not going to stand for this anymore. We are marshaling all over the country on the 14th of this month at noon. I don't know where that dog is. It's on hanging out over there. We're marshaling on the 14th at noon and marching all over the country to say one simple thing. Veterans will not stand for this any longer. We believe that an unelected leader is killing our fellow veterans.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm going to step away for a second because one of the cats just gave me a present in the litter box that I got to take care of because it stinks. So, but I'm going to continue to play this video. I'll be right back.
Something must be done. All over our country, people are standing up, making noise in the streets, and stating, we cannot go on as usual. I know that you wake up in the morning, many of you, my fellow Americans, and particularly my fellow veterans, and you say, something is terribly wrong up at the level of our so-called commander-in-chief. We cannot take illegal orders, and we are sworn to defend our country against domestic enemies. Domestic enemies are breaking our government.
Hey, sir, can I ask you a question real quick? Are you locked into that thing, or is it just you just holding on to it?
Oh, you can't get me in. No, I'm locked in. Sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mind if I ask what you're using to lock it in?
I'm using hardware clamps purchased at the hardware store, and got about a 3/8 inch bolt in here.
Can you personally can you get yourself out if you need to, or no?
I hope so, man. I'm not sure the doggone clip stuff.
So you just said some just stuff you got from the hardware store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for what you guys do.
Appreciate
hey,
it.
and if any of you folks over there are veterans, we are here standing up for you. The Veterans Administration is being trashed by, by President Musk and King Trump, and we're opposed to that. Thanks a lot here for being here, man.
Wow.
You guys keep us safe.
Have a good day, Philly.
We're not going to stand for what Trump and Musk are doing to the Veterans Administration. If you see this video, if you can hear my voice, if you know anyone who is a veteran, put it out on social media that veterans are starting to stand up. This lockdown will go on until, I don't know, until they break me loose.
We win.
They are closing down the leases on veterans' hospitals.
Yep. For what?
They are slashing support for veterans
Pigs.
at the VA by 50%.
Scum.
They have already laid off close to 100,000, according to reports, staff all over the country.
Because people are shit.
You cannot take care
Right.
of people
They're just
who are
fucking
in
expendable.
serious medical difficulty, psychological difficulty,
Take care of
by
them. They
putting
should
them
just
out
die.
on the street. That is where we're going, and it is intolerable.
And he's right, but you know what? We're all veterans now. We're all on the chopping block, and it's unacceptable. And I do hope that everyone understands that. If you're not a veteran, if you're not a government worker, if you're not someone, you think you're above this, you're not. They're coming for the post office. They're coming for the Department of Education. Like, everything sucks. The whole government sucks, right? Everything that the founders fought a revolution to create and entrust to us, that our forebearers put together, everything that was compiled to promote the general welfare, that people fought for, bled for, died for, everything that actually makes this country great, makes it a functioning society that services the people. That's the point of government. Not to make the rich richer. They have it all confused. Just like just like it was for 2,000 years. The whole point was, well, we work out in the fields, and we live and die under the graces of our betters. So we will get our rewards in heaven. Our natural lords rule us, and if we were meant to be rich, if we were meant to have benefits, we would have been born in with a trust fund, like Trader Trump. Born in a castle, born on third base, thinking we hit a triple, like man-child Musk. And that's where they're taking us, which is so offensive to me. And I hope everybody else. And you know what makes me sick, too? That it had to come to this for people to wake up. A lot of people. They had to be the ones on the chopping block. That's my curse, I suppose, and a gift, if you want to look at it like that, because I've never just thought that of myself. I don't want to sound like I'm so great or anything, but I've always been outraged about the injustices to others. If just seeing, oh well, I'm not a government worker. What does it matter? That's not me. Because I get it, because we're in this together. I don't know why people don't see that. It seems so obvious to me that if they can do this to veterans, if they could do this to teachers, to veterans, to workers who service, who are the wheels in the machine of government that make the grand experiment in liberal democracy function for the people. They could do this to everybody, but they're dismantling the bureaucracy, chainsaw of bureaucracy. Fuck you. I got another purpose for that chainsaw. The French had a remedy too. a similar remedy, right? The French had a remedy once for the likes of Elon Musk. A good use for that chainsaw. What's it called? La Raison Nationale? I know my French sucks, but yeah. Exactly. I don't know. I guess that's part of being a liberal. Redfoot says on the chat, me too, Tara. I've always pointed out unfairness, even as a little kid. And I mean, that's probably why we're liberals. We see life as through other people's eyes. We're not just selfish pricks. I don't know. I'm not that, like, I'm never ever selfish. I guess I am. We're just human. But I've never been somebody who's just been like, well, gay ain't me, fuck it. I've always been like, wow, that sucks. Like, we got to do something about that. And understood that it's not right to let people be hungry and homeless and, left behind, for fuck's sake. How hard is that? Is this what it had to come to for the Trumpanzees, for half the country or 1/3 of the country to see the light? That, the center of the universe is a very crowded place filled with Republicans? But we are actually in this together? And that's the point of government, isn't it? We built a justice system. No one's above the law, supposedly. Well, we can't have that for the dear leader and his unelected South African sociopath handler and all the other criminals that run this rogue government right now. And everything that they're trying to dismantle. All they've done for years is go after the pillars of democracy, and I've been saying it. And unfortunately, I'm just a little freaking podcaster that says, please become a patron into the fucking wind every day. To what avail? As you can tell, I'm not in a good mood. I really am not in a good mood. And that's why I'm like, yeah, get me the fuck out of here. I don't know. I mean, will I go? I don't know. I'm a little, if my friends go, I'll have friends there. Because that's one of the things I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Move me and my cats and then all my family's over here. What am I going to do? Drop dead in Ireland and nobody will bury me? Isn't that a morbid thought? But hey, we all got to die. But maybe that's okay too. Like, just sit on a cliff and say, fuck it. Calgon, take me away when it's my time. But I certainly don't want to sit here and watch these scumbags whittle away at Social Security, Medicare, go after the poor, the vulnerable, the disconnected, the left behind, the misunderstood. That's what I'm so sick of in this country. Isn't everybody sick of it? And worse than that, I believe we're sick from it. The selfishness, the greed, the I got mine, sucks to be you, I got mine. That's why I've always advocated for universal health care, for one thing. And I've fucking said to Chuck Schumer, too, my stupid senator, that it's part of why the country is divided. Is one of the reasons is we don't have universal health care. There is no feeling of connectedness in this country. The feeling is, I got mine, sucks to be you. They have made it like that. And the way they target, even the Democrats, Hillary Clinton, same thing. She was, and all the other Democrats, they have these great ideas. All those under, like for going to school, right? Under $125,000 a year, you can get a free ride to any public state college or whatever the hell. And why not everybody? Just do it universal. Just like, because I don't want to pay for Trump's kids to go to school. Well, you pay for them anyway. I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to pay for that. Fuck off, you small-minded, not able to function in a fucking democracy. You know what I mean? Like this tiny mind. I don't want to pay for Trump's kids to go to school. Well, they go to school now from kindergarten to 12th grade, don't they? They can go to public school. They could also go to private school. Same thing with public universities. Why is that so hard to understand? Well, somebody's got to make a buck here, right? Because that's all that fucking matters. There's never enough. The only thing I hope, I used to say, I hope I live to see the day that this country gets universal health care. I doubt it. I doubt I will live to see it at this point. Maybe I'll stroke out before, but I just think that we are too sick. Maybe you guys will surprise me. I've been surprised before. Like when Obama was elected, I never thought I would see someone of darker pigment become a president. Maybe I'll see a woman president. I don't know. Not in this fucked up timeline, though. Who knows? But, I was very surprised. And it's, there's this whole zeitgeist of selfishness that is pervasive in America. And also, underlying the selfishness is fear. And that's by design. That is by design of the political system, the masters of the universe, who want to keep us our heads down. And if you're feeling vulnerable and hanging by a thread, and the bullets are flying, and you hope you're not going to be the next one, just keep your mouth shut and keep it moving. And you don't pester your betters. Just, I worked all my life, and I did this, and I did that. I played by the rules. They don't give a shit. You're a sucker to them. But that's what the American people have been so programmed, so propagandized by this corporate media to not get that we're in this together. Working people. It's not about left or right. It's about rich and poor. It's about the have it all and the rest of them, the rest of us. It's about the 1% and the 99%. But they like it like we have it. That's why they have us all divided, talking about this trans issue. The trans issue, I keep hearing. The trans issue. There's no fucking issue. Trans issue. Mind your own business, conservatives. You don't like trans people. You don't like families getting their kids gender-affirming care. It's not your business, is it? But you can't tell them that. They want to inflict their manias on everyone. Everyone should be what they are, do what they do, think how they think. And as far as trans people, they don't. I was watching. It was very good. I don't remember what it was called, but it was Sam Cedar against 20 conservatives, and they were all young people, and he fucking wiped the floor with them. But it was because he had all the facts, and he had reality on his side, and I was very impressed that he did that. I don't know if I have the constitution to do that. As I was watching it, I said to myself, well, I would wipe their fucking asses too. Wipe the floor with their whatever. Wipe the floor with them too, because they really don't have they don't have the facts. They have feelings, the fuck your feelings crowd is all about feelings. And then if it's when Sam just goes boom, boom, boom with the facts, they simply say, oh, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. And it is true. Boudica, what are you doing? I don't know what's happening. And yeah, that's, they just impervious to reality, and they'll never change. What was sad was that they were really young. They were young people in there, and the things that they were saying, like, they're clueless too. They're like talking about how Social Security is they didn't say it was a Ponzi scheme, how it's going broke. It's it's like all of the the lies that come out of the corporate media, the right-wing corporate media. And I don't know, I just kept thinking, how would I don't know, how am I going to survive in this country with people like that? Hold on a second. Because the thing is, see, the problem is, and I know I say it all the time, but it's because it's true. The problem is the media. The problem is propaganda. 9 out of the 10 most popular podcasts for young people in the political space are distributed, and, well, the content is from Republicans, right-wingers. Like, the Joe Rogan Experience, and I had the list over here. Oh, I think, where the hell was that? Media Matters? Let me see. 9 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm just I should have been better prepared. But I had a fever this week. I've been bedridden for days. Shit has gone on. I have Chuck Schumer and Kristen Gillibrand as my senators, a lot of shit's going on. And are right? I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. What does it say? It wants to access. Ecamm would like to access your system audio. Okay. I hope that was the right answer. The right dominates the online media ecosystem, seeping into sports, comedy, and other supposedly non-political spaces. New Media Matters analysis found 9 out of 10 of the top online shows assessed are right-leaning. So, there you go. That's why those young people are conservatives. Because why wouldn't they be? They're listening to bullshit. They're listening to, Joe Rogan, who's a fucking moron, by the way. And, he is notorious for just giving fake facts, right? Spreading conspiracy theories. Yeah, I saw that World Traveler moved to Ireland. And I also saw, the only reason I saw that was because the fucking con man said something to the Irish Prime Minister. Oh, yeah, Rosie O'Donnell, she's terrible, she's horrible, she's fat, she's it's like, what the fuck? What did we do to deserve this disgrace? To deserve this baboon? She's horrible, she's terrible, a very horrible person, very nasty woman, very unattractive. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with anyone who voted for them? Right? Because the fact is, get a life, you monster. You effing America-hating Putin's bitch. That's what it is. He knows he's Putin's bitch. He knows that he's unfit. He hates this country. Nobody hates this country more than Republicans. And I told you I'm writing an article about it. That for the Political Voices Substack, which you should subscribe to. Not that anybody listens to me. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm in a mood. If I don't get any more Patreon, I don't know what I'm going to say. I got to get out of here. I got to go to Ireland. Just say, fuck it, right? Just pull the plug. Hey, I tried. I wore the uniform of this country. I spent my fucking own money putting this goddamn podcast together. All this, you guys have been great. And I love meeting everybody. But it's very frustrating. And, maybe I should have just been dumb fucking Joe Rogan. Look at these assholes. Just like Hannity said to Mike Malloy, "What, are you still doing that liberal stuff? The money's in conservatism." No, I mean, I could never do it. I could just go sit on a cliff in Ireland and stare. Maybe just go and take care of some cats, Go do some cat rescue, and that's it. Until the day I drop off this mortal coil. So, I know, this is like a very negative show tonight. We found, 320 online shows, 191 right-leaning and 121 left-leaning that were active in 2024 and covered news and politics or had related guests. These shows had at least 584 million followers, whatever. Boudica, cut that shit out. We found substantial asymmetry in total following across platforms. Right-leaning online shows had at least 480.6 million followers and nearly 5 times as many as left-leaning. It makes me want to bang my head against the wall. Of course it does. Because a lot of times we're also, what do they call that? Shadow banned? I know that's what happens on Twitter and all. Across platforms, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Spotify, blah, 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 right-leaning online shows accounted for 82% of the total following of the online shows. That's a very frightening forbearance or foreshadowing of what the hell we have in front of us. Comparatively, left-leaning online shows had nearly 104 million followers and subscribers across the 8 platforms, nearly 5 times less. God damn it. Hold on. Fucking stop it. She loves digging on every pillow, murdering it. And that's why we're in big trouble. I don't know. I mean, maybe one day when some grad student writes a paper about this show for their communications class, in the very future, when we're all in the, taking our dirt naps. This is a shitty show tonight. It's a very dark show. But and one day they will understand that I'm talking the truth here. That these young people, they're not coming up with this shit on their own. They're not waking up and being and saying going off on trans people or spreading anti-vax bullshit or talking about how Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. They're getting it from the right-wing propaganda mill that has a very large and loud and ubiquitous platform. So how do you fight against that? You can't unless you get support from the people who want to hear the alternative. Because the problem is that these right-wing podcasts are funded by corporations and billionaires. I told you the whole story of Breitbart. They Breitbart, they started a little blog and got $6 million from the Mercer family. They bought them a townhouse in Washington. They hired a staff. That's how it goes on the right wing. I'm not just fucking saying it because I feel shitty about myself. About my stupid fucking podcast. I'm just kidding. My podcast is great. It's just, not as popular. I don't know. Whatever. And truth isn't that popular, I guess. But it's because they're telling their audience, basically they're telling them to vote against their own better interest. As we know, they're telling them the things that make the rich richer and the working class the more malleable working poor. And that's why the right wing is funded. The Koch brothers. Why do you think the fucking Russians fund Tim Pool, Benny Johnson? These. I don't know how those others who were exposed for being literally funded by the Kremlin. The people those who were exposed, how they have the shamelessness to continue. But they do it because they don't give a shit. They're fucking traitors and they like the money. Putin's not going to give you money. The Kremlin's not going to fund an American media outlet if it's not in their interest, if it's not doing the work of destroying the United States. Right? And trust me, Putin's not going to fund this podcast. I don't know. Whatever. Whatevs. So. But as far as Chuck Schumer, it's incredibly pathetic. And like I said, I called a couple of times. I called Gillibrand. I said, I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. That I just said that you're a friggin' disgrace. I guess you're lucky that you're not facing another election until 2030. But still, we gotta live out here in the consequences of your choices, of your inactions. I mean, how pathetic is it for the Democrats? Now, okay, there's so many things going on in my head right now. It's just simply, it's so pathetic to capitulate and appease, to just go, wave that paper, Chamberlain. Peace in Europe, peace. Finally, we got peace. And how pathetic it is to demand absolutely nothing for your vote. That's the problem. And we all remember back when the Democrats were in control of the Congress, and we were encouraging them to get rid of the filibuster and get some shit done, to fucking ram through some very powerful and strong, very strong and powerful legislation like nobody's ever seen. A girl can dream. I thought, well, maybe that do some things. We can expand Social Security. We can raise the cap on Social Security, and that therefore give all Social Security recipients a raise and include dental and eyeglasses. We can expand. We can lower the fucking Medicare age, right? at least, to finally getting it down to Medicare for all, or at least a public buy-in. But, or others, pass a Voting Rights Act that has some teeth. Do away with gerrymandering, like the John Lewis Voting Rights Act had. And make Election Day a holiday. Do those things. Just check that wish list. And shore up this democracy. Fight. Do something. Put the fucking barricades up. But then, if we do away with it, then when we're not in the majority, we won't have anything to fight with. That was the Democratic excuse. That was Chuck Schumer's excuse. You see? Do you see the irony in that? I know you do. It's pathetic. Well, we can't do away with it then and get shit done because we need it later so we can stop them. But when you have only one leverage point, and that is the filibuster, they got to reach a 60-vote threshold. You do nothing. They negotiate this disgusting attack on America, decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity. And you just give it up. You give up your votes. You don't even, it doesn't matter. Oh, no, we're not in the room. Well, maybe did you bring them some refreshments, Dems? When the Republicans locked you out and they carved up this disgusting fascist concoction that they're going to inflict on everyone and call it the greatest thing that nobody's ever seen. And did you, maybe that's your role, Dems, right, Schumer? Did you bring them some, anybody need anything? Would you like some pop in here? How about, Diet Coke? Oh, I'm sure they're all drinking Diet Coke like their dear leader. Anybody need lunch? Are you getting hungry? Devouring the American experiment? Splitting it up into chunks? Into bite-sized chunks so your billionaire buddies can fucking gobble it up? I thought you might. That must be, that's some hard work there, Repubs. We're Democrats are here to bring you your refreshments. So maybe that's what they did. I don't know. They did nothing when the Democrats, the Republicans just locked them out of the process, locked them out of the room with nothing. No concessions. No, Schumer didn't ask for a fucking thing for his vote. He didn't say, well, with my vote, we will demand that you get that unelected South African sociopath the fuck out of our government. You will stop the immediate, the illegal, and unconstitutional rampage of this fake Department of Government Efficiency that is not a department, that has not been authorized through congressional approval, hasn't gone through any process. This sociopath parasite is not he's a special government employee because you went booga 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 over his head or something else. And he hasn't been vetted. He hasn't been, questioned. There's a whole process for government employees. But nothing. They demanded nothing. That's what's so sickening. And pathetic. And when I think about the Republicans laughing at the Democrats, I don't blame them. I really don't. If you're an evil, disgusting supplicant of an America-hating convicted felon con man and his parasite overlord, and you don't give a shit about America or the people you pretend to represent. And why? Well, yeah, of course you'd laugh at that. Because that's all that matters. It's just a game to them. Because, like Schumer don't have to worry. He will always have health care. They made sure of that for themselves. Health care. He's got a cushy retirement. He's fine. The whole fucking let the city burn. Let the town burn. Let the whole damn country come tumbling down. He'll survive. So will Gillibrand. And everyone else. Dick Durbin, he's another one. There was this other thing that recently, oh yeah, he wouldn't fight. He's the head of the judiciary, and, nothing. Not going to do a damn thing about Uncle Clarence being an open goddamn pet of a billionaire, and all the other disgusting conflicts of interest that this unelected not just unelected, but this filthy Supreme Court, I'm so used to saying unelected South African sociopath, but the Supreme Court, this illegitimate Supreme Court, that's what I meant to say. They're illegitimate, of course. They are. All shoved there by a less vote-getting con man. Jesus Christ on a bike. I don't understand. So, and when I see that veteran and other veterans and people in general protesting, these are average people, everyday people that have jobs, lives, that they have to work. They got to get up in the morning. They got to do their job. That this fucking sociopath is firing people so willy-nilly and dancing around like a baboon says everything about how evil they are. Evil. Because there's no reason to do it. People want a functioning government. Oh, who doesn't hate waste, fraud, and abuse? But prove it. Oh, I found so much waste, fraud, and abuse. No, you didn't. You're just cutting people's lifelines. You're just cutting people's throats. Willy-nilly. That's all he does. And I'm so sick of the corporate media calling him a genius. Yet again, I keep hearing it. Well, he may be good at rockets. No, he's not. He's not good at rockets. He may be good at physics, I heard another one say. He's not. Prove it. Fucking physics, please. He doesn't know physics. He doesn't know it. Prove me wrong. He doesn't know physics. He has money, and he bought into a company. People that work for him might know physics. And all he does is push them. All that fucking unelected South African sociopath does is push the people who do know physics. That's all he does whenever we saw him do it with Twitter. That's what he's doing now. Fire people. Just fire half the staff and turn Twitter into an open cesspool for Nazis and Russian bots and trolls and bots that spread misinformation. It's a disease. They're diseased. They're like diseased parasites in our body politic, murdering everything good, everything that makes America great. They hate it. They all want the good old days. They long for the good old days. Well, not for the 90% top marginal tax rates, the 35% unionized workforce. Oh, hell no. They long for the good old days for the strict racial hierarchies and social mores and gender mores. That's it. And everybody in their place, and white men at the top. They want the madman world, where you can go, they go to the office, they can, slap their secretary on the ass. I mean, they live in this fucking bizarro world. That's how small they are. So that's how tiny they are, these tiny, tiny men who can't make a buck unless the government and the game is completely rigged in their favor. And they don't have every goddamn advantage. unless they can step on everyone else's neck, anyone who's different, not them, not male, not pale, not stale, not rich. They've been given it all, and they want it all. They want more. That's how sick it is, and I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of the corporate media, and the media in general. Like we were just reading, all these podcasts. That's why, I used to think, well, this is the most progressive generation. I kept hearing it. Maybe am I wrong here? Are these fuckers more Republican? Because that would really be. Let's see. Let me see what the AI says. The younger generation. How should I ask this question? Are they progressive? Because I was always maybe I'm under the false impression. Because that's what I thought. But then somebody said to me, oh no, they're all like these tech bros and angry incel types getting fed this Andrew Tate bullshit about how picked upon boys are. Boys are under attack. Boys are, because women are, not fucking these people or something, because which is their right. But not to the incels. You're supposed to just acquiesce to their, superiority. And if this was a just world, according to the incel, then you would not even have a choice in the matter. That's really it in a nutshell. So, are they progressive, or I'll say right wing? Let's see what the AI says. Because that's what I thought for a long time. I was like, well, thank God the youth are on fire. Let's see. The younger generation, particularly Gen Z, exhibits a complex and diverse political landscape. While they are often associated with progressive views, there are notable shifts and nuances. And if that's not a deliberate thing, it's going to shift. Do you understand? With the proliferation of right-wing media. I've been telling this to everyone who will listen to me for years and years, on and off the air. People are storytellers. We are all constantly in communication with each other. And you're not coming up with these ideas on your own. If a young man goes online and they encounter media that's progressive, inclusive, welcoming to that, all of that doesn't, but then they're gonna, and if that's the overarching, what do you call it? If that's the majority of the subject matter leans in that direction, then they're gonna, chances are, follow that or believe in that. There is a, and they've done studies on this even further back to the beginning of movies, and in the first, in the silent film age. I have a communications degree, as you know, and they did studies on young men who were being influenced by Clark Gable, if it mattered, if watching Clark Gable was somehow influencing young men to behave like Clark Gable. That's how they thought men behaved, And who was the other one? Not just Clark Gable. It was, the guy, the swashbuckler guy. Silent film guy. Rudolph Valentino? Is that it? And, of course, yeah, it was true. The way they would light a cigarette. Oh, excuse, I keep hitting this damn mic. The way they would, just act in general. Errol Flynn. Yeah, what was that other name I just said? Rudolph Valentino. Is that a silent? Who is that guy? Rudolph Valentino. Yeah, he's a silent guy too. The Latin Lover. Yeah, he's another one. What am I talking about? He was a silent film star too. And Errol Flynn, yes. Okay. But it's true. They, of course, I mean, you don't really need a study for that, but this was the beginning of the communications age, really, where we needed to figure it out, like what was happening. That's why the Nazis, that's why every authoritarian from the time of recorded history has taken over the means of propaganda. You know, one of the ways Julius Caesar became so powerful was his, and we still have these writings, his dispatches from Gaul that were sent back to Rome, where he got to write his own story in the third person, as if it wasn't him writing it. And it was read out in the Roman Forum, and people would gather around, and they say, wow, what a guy, what a great guy. Look at all the things he's doing. And it's propaganda. And of course it influences. Because people we learn from each other. How do we behave? How do we act? What's good? What's acceptable? I mean, ideally. But because some of us think we're above all that shit. And that's why I can't take Republicans, because as you guys always know, I'm like, get the fuck out. Like, you don't want to, you hate America, you hate you hate people. You know what I mean? Go away, Elon Musk. No, but he wants to suck on us like a parasite sucks on a host. So as far as Gen Z, let's see, progressive tendencies, let's see. You hear Ray? Ray, what are you doing? He just likes to meow into the wind sometimes. I'm telling you, that's what he's doing. He's just like meow, walking around. Ray. So let's see. Young Americans tend to align more with progressive stances on issues like healthcare, the economy, reproductive rights, democracy. Okay, well, if Republicans are working on that. There is a notable gender divide with Gen Z, with young men increasingly aligning with conservative beliefs, while women and non-binary individuals lean more progressive. And that's why, as you've probably heard, Republicans are going after voting for women. And they are trying to pass. We were talking about this on the Tara show on Thursday with Tara Dublin and myself. That they're, I don't know if they've done it yet, or they're trying to do it. They'll probably get away with it, given the opposition party. But they're trying to pass a law that says the voter ID or voter registration has to match your birth name. So any woman who's ever changed her name to take her husband's name, and that is a tradition, a very popular one, I suppose, still. And, you're going to have to prove that you are the name on your birth certificate. So another hurdle, another surprise waiting for you if you decide to vote one day. You show up and your name's off the rolls, and they hand you a provisional ballot that they don't count because you can't get your paperwork back, or whatever, your marriage license, your marriage certificate, whatever the fuck. You can't get all your documents in order. They put up another hurdle for women not to be able to vote. That's what Republicans do. Like when they pass laws that, I mean, it's just so blatant. They're not even trying to hide it. Like in Texas, when they passed a law that said you can use your gun license as an ID when you go to vote, but not your student ID. You know, you're just your gun license. They're shameless, you know? But Republicans are like that. And Democrats just don't fight. You know, that's what's so sickening. It really is. That, and, you know, FDR is spinning in his grave. If FDR was alive, he would smack Chuck Schumer with his crutch, frankly. Just think about all the work, all the hard work of putting together a great prosperity, a system against all odds to try to lift up the majority of this nation, the working class, into the middle class. The greatest middle class the whole effing planet had ever seen up until that time, right? It was the first time. That's why people wanted to come here. Not because everybody can be a billionaire here. And put together the New Deal. A New Deal. It's a New Deal for the American people. You know, government is here to serve you. It will help you. It will open doors for you. It will help you achieve your highest potential. And if you fall on hard times, we'll catch you. You know? Because no one in the greatest country, in the richest country on earth should be hungry or homeless. How hard is that to get? And don't you think that, you know, why is that such a shocking way to run a government? As FDR said, the mark of our progress is not how we've given much. Wait, I have to live. Did I say this quote earlier? Because I had it somewhere. FDR. Mark of our progress. Yeah. Come on, it's thinking about it. Why is it taking so long? Is not blah blah blah. God damn it. Please become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Or I quit. Yeah, here it is. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. How hard is that? Doesn't that make sense? But isn't that what your Jesus told you to? Perjury, Trader Green. Right? Mike Johnson. Isn't that what Jesus said? Didn't say fuck shit all about a trans person. Or a gay person. Maybe he would say, mind your own business. Yeah, and then, you know what I was thinking today? Because I saw that Dylan Mulvaney was on CNN. I grabbed it. Maybe we'll watch it if we have time. But, you know, just how much she was abused and attacked by the filthy fascists, and how they built the whole cottage industry and a political life on hating less than 1% of the population. And I thought, what if, you know, if there is a God? I don't think so, frankly. I'm not, you know, I practice Buddhism. I'm not an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not an idiot, but I'm kidding about that joke. But let's see. Am I? No, I'm not an idiot. I'm not saying being a religious person is an idiot. That's what I'm saying. I'm kidding about. Sometimes it is, though. I hate to tell you. And but then I thought, for these Republicans, these fake Christians, that maybe Jesus, like, ever think about it? God, they're always excluding people. That's what Republicans do. That's what conservatives do. You're in, you're out. You're the targeted minority group du jour. We hate you. You're somebody. You're banished. You're out of the. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not everything they are, or they tell you, you're free to be exactly who they have laid out for you to be. And if you're not that, then you're out. And it's just so fucked up. But they're not warm or welcoming. And maybe trans people are there so you can be kind and understanding, welcoming and compassionate. I don't know. When your kid is on a team, I don't see how you're playing friggin' baseball or softball, 3rd grade, or pee-wee football. You're not going on to the NFL here. What skin off your balls is it that some trans kid wants to play? Isn't there more value in learning how to cooperate? What's the point of sports for kids? It's to make them work together, make them good winners, good losers, right? Don't you think? But the Republicans are always like, oh, participation trophies, because everything is so what? When you're 8 years old, it's win or die, win, lose or die. And of course they're so full of shit because they're the biggest whiny little bitches going. They want their participation trophies, but they don't want you to have one. They don't want you to be in the little group. They're only happy when they're kicking down on somebody, excluding somebody. So why don't, that's what I think about. I always remember this. We played a video of some woman who was going on about how, I don't want my kid to have to play on a team with a trans kid. Why? It's so weird. Why? Your little kid? Well, maybe that would teach them. It's an opportunity to teach them that there are all kinds of people in the world, and we are nice to everyone. And if your friends are being fucking assholes to them, that's when you go and you sit with the outcasts. I don't know. It's like, what's wrong with these people? They're all about Jesus. They're all about love. They're all about... That's what they say. If only they were. If only, If only they were the religious, fucking freaks they pretend to be. Or if they were the patriots they pretend to be. If only. And what was that other one I saw? This other lady saying, oh yeah, there was another one who was a Christian, and she said that, her kid was trans. She had a baby. I don't remember if it was the kid was male, and said, I think it was born male, and started saying, "Mommy, I'm a girl," when it started to be able to actualize itself, start talking. And initially she just ignored it, but it wasn't going away. And she's a big holy roller in a big holy roller church, everybody's in the church, they're all buddies hanging out, and all her close, tight-knit Jesus friends. They're all, wonderful Jesus lovers. And her kid was trans, and so she came to grips with it and said, I want to help my kid. And it wasn't like an overnight thing. It was a process. So she took the kid and went to the doctor, and they discussed it, went to the psychiatrist, went to the medical doctor, and they started putting the kid on some kind of hormones or something. And they went to the school, and they said to the school, well, now my child is going to be identifying as female, and she's going to use the girls' room and all of that. And that, of course, the school went fucking ballistic, and they tried to kick her out, and all this other shit went on. And I remember she was testifying about this, and what really stuck with me was that she said that all of her friends, all of her holy roller friends, left her behind. They never called her. They all abandoned her. And she said, I was in the middle of the greatest battle of my life, and they left me on the battlefield. It always stuck with me, because that's what Republicans do. That's what these fake-ass hypocrites do. They leave you on the battlefield. They leave you behind every goddamn time. So, who was on the Randy Rhoads show? I'm looking at the chat. Yes, it's very sad. It is sad, Josie. But that's what we're dealing with. People the hypocrites. That's what Jesus warned us about. Yes, that's exactly what Jesus warned us about. Beware the hypocrites. They're the worst. They want to pray out in front of everybody. They want to get all the pats on the back. They want to be called, the best of the best. But go pray in your closet, he told them. Do they listen? Oh, no, they'll pray right in the well of the Congress. They don't listen to the Bible. They don't listen to the Constitution. Right? Think about it. They don't. None of it. It don't matter to them. They pick and choose what they want to point to. That's what they are. They hate democracy. They love the symbols of democracy. That's how they pick and choose there. They're like, America, America. Trump moves on that American flag like a bitch. When it's standing up there on stage, the pole nice and glistening and shiny. Trump can't help himself. He moves on it like a bitch and starts molesting it in front of the crowd. Look at how patriotic he is. He's fucking humping a flag. That's not patriotism. I hate to tell you guys. Using the flag like a 16-year-old boy uses a sock is not patriotism. And certainly firing hundreds of thousands of Americans and laughing like a fucking baboon is not patriotism. Dancing around with a chainsaw, that's not patriotism. Because people are being fired. Aren't they sick? All right. Here comes Tara Jr. I need his emotional support at the moment. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood tonight. What can I say? You can always not listen. You know what I mean? Who knows? I don't know. I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood. What? Who was on the Randy Rose show? Tara Dublin? I was listening today. But I didn't hear her. Maybe I missed that segment. She better have plugged the show, the Tara show, on the Political Voices Network. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You think I look like shit now? You should see. It's gonna get worse. As I get more, less sleep. Less and less sleep. I'm just in a mood. I don't know. I'm in a mood. I'm going to be in a mood until we get through this. I'm just sick of it all. I think we have a lot of work to do. And, what's sickening is the Democrats are, of course, blowing it again. They don't listen to people. Well, when you're in the ivory tower, you're way, way up there. And, Chuck Schumer needs to go. They all need to fuck off. And there has to be some new blood who have the stomach and the spine for the fight, I think, to meet this moment. It ain't Chuck Schumer. And it's a little discouraging. And when you think about what do the Republicans get? Why, they're losing their jobs. They're going to be affected. They're stupid red states. They're poorly run red states. And I hope it doesn't hurt too little. And, I'm glad they're waking up. But I'm sorry it had to take the loss of their jobs and the destruction, this blatant assault on our system of government that so many fought, bled, and died to create. It had to take this. And, because of all of the factors I've been talking about forever, the corporate media, the right-wing propaganda machines, the Democratic inability to even take credit for their own successes, which is so sickening to me. I'm so sick of it. So interested in rehabbing the Republican brand, Democrats. Oh, this is bipartisan. It's so bipartisan. Who fucking cares? You didn't hear FDR ever talk about bipartisan, did you? I never did. When I'm listening to clips, reading books about him, he wasn't like, wait till the people hear. This is bipartisan. No. He's like, wait till I tell them that, the one word you don't say in the home of a Republican is the word depression. Because it brings back all the memories of what they caused. All right, this is the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show, mercifully. And my name is Tara Devlin. All right, whatever. It is what it is. If you can become a patron, I will continue to do a show, I guess. I don't know. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. We will win. Check out the Tara Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Political Voices Network. Subscribe to the Political Voices Substack. And I will see you soon. All right. And that was Tara Jr. Alrighty. Oh, wait till I tell. That's not an FDR. That's not how he sounded. Oh, Eleanor, I can't wait to tell the people that the Republicans help me pass this bill. Exactly. Jim on the chat asks, how can we keep order if we reward criminality? Exactly. And, hold on, let me put him down. The fact that the con man is using the Justice Department to go after his political enemies while the unelected South African parasite dances around and cuts people's lifelines. And now he's said he's coming for the post office. It's all on the chopping block. The post office, see, they have always hated the post office, the Republicans, because it has the largest unionized workforce. But we allowed, what's his face? Who's the Postmaster General now? His name just went out of my head. I guess it was a gift from God. I wish I never heard any of these people's names. Louis DeJoy, yeah. And what the fuck is he still doing there? This is another question I was asking for years. Why was he still there? Why didn't Biden get rid of him? And somebody told me once, oh, he can't because of this or that. Let me see. Why didn't Biden get rid of Louis? You think the Republicans would have a similar qualm? Right? Exactly. They would fire his ass and say, sue me, fucker. Oh, we can't do it because of, you know, let's see. He had, oh, okay, let's see. Biden did not directly remove Louis DeJoy because he lacks the authority. The Postmaster General is appointed by and can only be removed by the Board of Governors. But there was something, that's what I'm talking about. That's what they were saying. Well, the Board of Governors is this or that. During Biden's presidency, the Board of Governors was initially dominated by Trump appointees, which made it difficult for Biden to influence DeJoy's removal. Well, why didn't he remove them? However, Biden could indirectly influence the situation by appointing new members to the Board of Governors. As vacancies arose in 2021, Biden nominated new members to replace outgoing governors, which could potentially shift the board's composition. Despite these efforts, DeJoy remained. But that's maybe he should have done an executive order and added 10 more board members. And just shoved all normal people on there. Well, don't you think that's what the Republicans would do? That's why everyone's losing it. And it makes me sick. You know, the Kristen Gillibrands, the Chuck Schumers, all the other traitors. Let me see. Who voted? Did I write that? Who caved? Yeah. Dick Durbin, John Fetterman, Brian Schatz, Gary Peters, Maggie Hassan, Jean Shanine, Kristen Gillibrand, and Angus King, the independent who caucuses with the Democrats. Sick. But that's what I'm talking about. You know, the Democrats are playing my Marcus of Queensberry rules. And the Republicans are going for broke to destroy this fucking thing they've always hated. America. Oh, they'll keep the branding. Don't worry. You'll have the eagles and stars. But they like the stars and the eagles. Trump likes to fuck that eagle. I'm having a shitty day today. Sorry. This video is going right to the bottom of the algorithm for all the cursing. Who cares, right? I'm just one of these days I'm just gonna be like, just hang up and I'm gone. Just off into the sunset until I find a cliff to stare at the sun. So that's what, maybe one day there won't be a show. We'll see. I'm in a mood tonight. I have had a lot of fever dreams the past few days. It wasn't very pleasant. Let's see. And I don't blame you if you want to tune out. I would if I wasn't me. I would tune myself out. You know? Yeah, no. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Here, you want to get sick? I'm sorry.
We will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. Thank you, everybody.
I don't know. Is that what is appeasement winning or not resting? We will win. Unbelievable.
We will win. We will win. We will win.
And then he comes up with another idea. Look.
Win. We
wait, I got a good one.
We won't rest. We won't rest. We
see that? Wait, everybody.
Wait.
We
won't rest. We won't rest.
Oh, good one, Chuck. Good one.
Rest. We won't rest.
Thank you. We will win. We will? How? We don't win if you don't fight. I don't know why no one ever told him that. We don't win. You know, there's no winning unless there's fighting. There's no winning unless you try. Oh, is he afraid that they called him Schumer shutdown? Good luck with that, the Schumer shutdown. Because they have the House, the Senate, and the fucking presidency. And effectively this goddamn corrupt and illegitimate Supreme Court, too. It's their shutdown. Oh, it's going to be worse if they shut it down. They're going to just run through and fire everybody, and as if they're not doing that now. You know, that's the problem with the Democrats, because you got to play chicken with these monsters. How? I mean, now it's only going to take longer for the shit to pop off. You know? Because that's what would happen. You got to put pressure on these motherfuckers. Why am I not cursing now suddenly? You know what I mean? And here's Donald Trump's response. Congratulations to Chuck Schumer for doing the right thing. It took guts and courage. The big tax cuts, LA fire fix, debt ceiling bill, and so much more is coming. We should all work together on very dangerous situation. That very dangerous situation. A non-pass would be a country destroyer. Country with a capital C. Approval will lead us to new heights. Again, really good and smart move by Senator Schumer. This could lead to something big for the USA. A whole new direction and the beginning. DJT. Now, I don't know how we went from FDR, judge me by the enemies I've made, to America's Hitler thanking the Democratic leader for his vote. You know, to keep destroying, to keep their destructive assault on America funded for the foreseeable future. But here we are. Right? How did we get from there to here? That's Truckee.
We will win. 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 We won't rest.
I just love that change. Wait, everybody. I got a good one. We won't rest. Ready? Wait. Now.
We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Oh, I guess you're resting now, aren't you? Go rest for good. You know what I mean? Go rest. Take a rest because you fucked us for good. Go rest. You've earned it. You got money in the bank, and you don't have that 88 million the Republicans always lie. There's this, this is why I hate Republicans. Besides everything else, they're simply liars. Right? I know. Turn them off. That's how you lose viewers immediately. You just start playing, "We will win," and but anyway, let's not even go there. Go down this road again, because I wanted to play this other video. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Is it? Here we go. So as we know, and what I've been talking about earlier too, is that it's really disgusting to me. Welcome to the party, I guess, when the maggots see the light, because something affects them directly, and that's just the way it's always been with Republicans. They never see the light unless it hurts them. They can never put themselves in anybody else's shoes, no matter how much they bend the knee to the fake savior they pretend to worship and all, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, we should just welcome them and no judgment. Honey, no, I judge all day, up and down. You got to judge. How else do you learn? If a child makes a mistake, you got to point it out. So maybe they'll wake up. They'll then learn not to do it again. And I think as far as the maggots are concerned, I hope to see the day we get to, like at the end of World War II, when they were shaving the heads, the hair off of the women who had slept with the Nazis in France, who had turned on their own countrymen and decided to just, fuck a Nazi. But, and then they, took them into the town square and shaved their heads. It's got to be some kind of retribution, that's for sure, for what they've done. But, people don't even think, some of them, I guess, don't think that they're doing anything wrong, or they think that, I don't know. You know what it is? It's actually, it's all really the media, and that's why they're destroying the Department of Education, too. Even though the Department of Education does not dictate curriculum all over the country. That is a local issue. That's your local school board. So they're just making things not work and function. And of course, Republicans have always hated education because, what do you need education if you're toiling in the fields? Education is a providence of the rich. That's where we're going. And, that's where we were for thousands of years, since recorded history. It was, this whole education thing is a relatively new invention in Western civilization, for education for everyone. I mean, what? It's madness. So, the notion of a childhood is madness. Only the rich had a childhood. If people had kids so they could help them in the field, a little worker, a little future worker, little fingers, pick those, pick the cotton, run in and out of the looms and stuff. So that's what, don't think that we can't go back. That's the point. Time is not linear. History is not linear. You know what I'm saying? We can go backwards. And I wish I had that book. I think I told you about that book. I don't know. There was a book I had in college that I had to read. It was a very interesting book. I wish I had it. I thought I had kept it. I can't find it. I don't even know what it's called. But it was a collection of speeches, famous, contemporary, and, to its period, speeches and writings that defined the ages that they were written in. And it was, went through for hundreds of years. And right up until today, or I guess when it was, 30 years ago or wherever. And the point was that history is not linear, that the writings of the Enlightenment were were compiled together with essays and writings and contemporary accounts of the Nazis. And to contrast the hopefulness of the liberal age of Enlightenment thinkers who pondered and pontificated on how we're just going to get better and better, how humanity is awakening, and imagine all of the heights we can reach together without the shackles of inequality and oppression and all this. And then you get to read about the Holocaust and read accounts of survivors. And, what do you think? The Enlightenment thinkers never saw that one coming, right? Because they were thinking, wow, we got it. We got it solved. And, yeah. So don't think we can't go back. Don't think because that we currently have child labor laws that they can't be completely repealed. And that the Republicans have done that in numerous states. And I've said that before. I was talking to a friend once, and he's like, well, what's so wrong with that? I used to work at my father's store or whatever. And that's a little different. You working at the store than, a poor kid in a slaughterhouse when they should be in school. Because rich kids will have a choice. They'll be able to work in their daddy's store if they want to, or not at all. They'll be able to enjoy a childhood or whatever it might be, and whatever leisure activity of their choice. Then they won't have to toil in the fields or whatnot. It's all a scam to flood the labor pool, to lower wages, to make adults compete with children for work, and to make the rich richer. Isn't that always the end game for these monsters? It's never fucking enough for them. Until, you see, that the problem in this country is that we're so divided that, and that's by design of the propaganda, and the right-wingers get their way, it will continue to be that way. But that's the problem, that the American people don't say, you know what, we have the power. The working class has the power. If this shit happens in France, we know what happens there. It's a very small world. We just got to read the papers. Just got to, maggots should crawl out of their Q holes and look up sometime from Trump's taint and get a glimpse of what goes on in the world. If they go after working people in France, the whole shit shuts down. So, because they have a history of chopping off heads. So, they understand that, and every now and then they have to have a national strike to remind those who might forget it, who's in charge. Who's really in charge here? And this goes back to recorded history. I mean, in Roman history, there were 3 cessations, or the cessations. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right now. The secession of the plebs, where they literally, the plebs picked up and left Rome, said, all right, mother effers, have fun. Because you can't do it without us. And that's the only way they got power. They got a seat at the table, the plebeians. That's how they got this sacrosanct position in the Roman Senate, the tribune of the plebs, that had ultimate veto power, that could stop any legislation, that couldn't be touched, they could not be harmed by law. And that only came by all of the working class, the entire working class, just saying one day, going bye-bye, and reminding the the patricians who was actually in charge. Who made the world go around? You could cut your own hair. You could fix your own food. You could, carry your own litter. We're gone. They had slaves too. This was an enslaved society. It's not that the slaves could leave. So they still couldn't do it without them. And this happened numerous times. Because, of course, it wears off after a while, and you think you can get away with it again. But I guess we don't have a tradition here of chopping off heads yet. I think it's coming, though. I think that because of Elon Musk and his glibness and his sociopathy, that we're headed into a very memorable summer. And because of the Democrats' complete uselessness, that's why 10 million Democrats stayed home. I'm not excusing them. They fucked us too, as much as the Trumpanzee. But that's probably what they thought. Oh well, they're pointless. Why would I even get off my couch? The Democrats aren't going to do shit anyway. Well, anyway, as I was saying, there's, one of my favorite pastimes is leopards eating my face Reddit page, but I saw this on the leopards eating my face page. It's a news report about Trump voters fired, and I just want to talk about this lady for a second. And they're seeing the light. They only see the light when it affects them because they're very selfish. Because it takes maturity to function in a free democratic society, and they have never, for whatever reason, matured out of whatever that stage is in infant childhood development, where you understand that you're not the center of the universe. When does that? I think that is around 6 months or a year. But Republicans never get there. Somehow they're emotionally stunted. But here's this lady. There's a news story about her.
Jennifer Piggott voted for Trump in the November election. Then in February, she was fired from her civil service job.
Absolutely. I feel a little bit betrayed.
She was among more than 125 people dismissed last month from the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
There's always that back and forth conversation now. It's like, you knew this was coming, but we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives.
No kings, no tyrants!
To our lives. Did you hear that? That's what really irritated me, too. Nobody understood the devastation that having this administration would do to our lives. You don't give a shit if it was somebody else's life. You just wanted the devastation to fall on somebody else. Oh, okay. E pluribus unum. Pledge your life, fortune, and sacred honor to each other. How hard is that to understand? The general welfare. That means not just you, lady. They can't get it, though. They're like, oh, well, drink your tears. Sucks to be you.
No tyrants!
The cuts have shaken up a community that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. He won West Virginia with 70% of the vote, one of his biggest victories. But the betrayal felt by Pigott, a church-going conservative and 3-time Trump voter, comes as political analysts are examining early signs of a possible backlash in Republican strongholds like Parkersburg, where the government-slashing efforts of Trump and Doge are beginning to hit home.
Elon Musk has basically taken over our government.
Yep.
And has calling the shots, unfortunately, it seems to be.
A handful of Republican voters who lost their federal jobs joined Democrats at a recent anti-Doge protest near the Bureau of Fiscal Service offices in Parkersburg. But the federal job losses in the state could soon extend beyond the BFS building, says West Virginia University economics professor John Deskins.
West Virginia is at the very top of the states in terms of the federal workforce as a share of total workforce in the state. So if the federal layoffs happen, if they hit West Virginia, we stand to suffer a disproportionate share when those jobs disappear, when that income disappears, when that spending leaves the state economy.
But in Reuters interviews with 36 workers, business owners, and politicians in Parkersburg, nearly all said that Trump's focus on cutting government spending was a worthy goal. And Reuters Ipsos polling shows Americans' attitude toward Trump are so far essentially unchanged since he began firing federal workers in February. As of this week, his approval rating was holding steady at 44%.
Such an approval
costs
rating.
And waste and fraud and. We love that big picture. I love that big picture.
Listen to this. See, this is what fascinated me, too. Because they don't want to completely get or absorb for whatever that level of denial is. They don't want to completely make themselves, or I guess accept the fact that they're idiots. You know, oh, I believe in this and that. Yeah, nobody is against doing away with waste, fraud, and abuse, for fuck's sake. That's why we have inspectors general that Trump fired. Yeah, it happens sometimes because human beings are flawed. But that's why we have other organizations and departments dedicated to, and it's not the fake Department of Government Efficiency. They find the fraud in Medicaid and Medicare, somebody scamming the system. I watch American Greed. It's half their stories. Or FBI agents or IRS agents uncovering waste, fraud, and abuse in the system and arresting the motherfuckers for doing it and stopping it and clawing back what was done and trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. But it will happen because people suck. And they're selfish like you, lady. And they're always looking for an angle. Always looking for more and more and more. We see the richest parasite on earth. He still wants more. Oh, and I don't want to hear Andrew Ross. I had to get the thing off his face. Andrew Ross Sorkin or any other corporate media pundit give cover to Musk, make excuses for him. Oh, he doesn't care about money. He just wants to go to Mars. That's what he said the other day. He don't care about money. I would say that too if I was the richest person on earth, but I would take my money and put it to good uses. Like ending homelessness, ending hunger, making sure nobody needlessly dies without health care. I'd maybe if I had a job in the fake government Department of Government Efficiency, I would make sure that the government was so efficient. We had so many people working for the government in the IRS, in the Department of Education, in every other damn department, FEMA, the FDA, in our Parks Department, that when you call the IRS, they pick up on the first ring. That's how efficient I would make it. There's nothing efficient by malfunction, by stress and overstress and making people nuts with you're fired, you're not fired, you're hired, you're gone, you suck, excuse me, you got to tell me why you're here, 5 things you've did. Fuck you, Elon Musk. But what 5 things have you done, you parasite? It made an excuse for Hitler. You gave a Nazi salute. You told some more lies. You danced around like a baboon. You used your kid that you named a shameful, unpronounceable, unspellable goddamn joke on you. You use him as a prop. Is that what you did? That's how I would make the government efficient, wouldn't you? You call the IRS, they pick up. You call the FDA, they pick up on the first ring. You get somebody, they say, yes, can I help you? That's how a shining city on a hill works. Everything, the meat is inspected and the food is great and fresh and that's how we work here. That's how great America is. Everybody has a job. Everybody is taking care of each other. Oh, but Republicans say, well, that's a nanny state. No, that's a state that works. What they got is a big, selfish prick, drunken-ass daddy who doesn't give a shit about his family, that slaps the food off the family's table, that takes the family's check and goes and spends it at the bar. That's what they got. Goes and spends it on whores, right? No offense to sex workers, but... this is what they've done to us. They have divided us and they have conquered us. And it's time to get a grip, get a clue. I can only talk to, however many people, a handful now. Whatever.
Hiring federal workers in February. As of this week, his approval rating was holding steady at 44%.
Cutting costs and waste and fraud and. We love that big picture. I love that big picture. My friends, we were excited about that because it is true. But
is it true? Is it? Is it true? Or is that what you've been told for generations, for years on the filthy right-wing fascist propaganda outlets? Waste, fraud, and abuse. Government sucks. Government sucks. Government gotta drown it, gotta kick it in the balls. The 9 most terrifying words. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. And not one Democrat would stand up and say, when they say they hate the government, what they mean is they hate democracy. When they want to shrink government and make it small, they want to make democracy small. They want to make it as small as they are. Small enough to fit in a little authoritarian dictator's hands. Small enough for a handful to control, but nothing for you. That's what they're talking about. But you never heard that from Democrats, did you? I don't know. My name is Tara Devlin, whatever. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. or not. We'll see what happens, one day at a time. Check out the Tara Show Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Political Voices Network. The link is in the description. Thank you, Jim, for your lone super chat. Thank you, patrons that I do have. Thank you, Red. Where the heck are you? Are you still here? I forgot the... Red Foot. I was going to say Red Beard. Look at my hair. I need to dye it. Yeah, I need to dye my hair. I broke my pinky, I told you guys. That's what that is. And it's not healing. And I can't bend it. And I don't know if it's worth it to even go to the doctor about it. Well, I showed it to the fucking doctor who voted for Trump. And he was like, it's all right. But it doesn't bend. I don't know, whatever. I probably busted the joint and it's just never stops. All right, thank you. Jim, you're very kind. Good show, you say. Good? Just, maybe. Maybe. That's your opinion. I appreciate it. I really do. I just know how dark I feel. And discouraged. So. And I think that was evident. And I'm also, you know, get my hair feathered. How dare you? How dare you tell me that at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Get my hair feathered. I know, my hair looks like shit. I've been fucking sick since Sunday. I was throwing up. I had a fever. I was bedridden until Wednesday. I crawled my ass out of bed on Thursday to do the Tara Show. Now I'm here. And I'm getting hair telling. I mean, whatever. I'm no, Tommy Lauren. All right, listen, who cares? What can I say? It is what it is. This is it. You're looking at it. It's my face. And I'm getting older, so. And I'm tired. I look like shit. I know it. But, hey, we do the show anyway. You know? All right, guys. If become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. And what else? Oh, yeah, the Tara Show on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's at the Political Voices Network. So hopefully you can see me there if you, I don't know, if I make it. And you'll see the link is in the description to the Political Voices Network. Yeah, I got a flu shot. I got the flu shot and the COVID shot. I still got sick. But it's not, I don't think it's not the flu or COVID. I got something else. I think Tara Dublin said when we were on the show on Thursday, she said, what was it? She said, I think you got the something virus. And then I looked up the symptoms and it did damn sound like it. Oh, yeah. How's Robyn? Roxanne. Yes, she's doing great. Norovirus. Yes. Thank you, Nakeem. And, right, I heard from Robyn, Roxanne, and she's doing great. She looks great. And she does look a little wrapped up and bruised, but I could see a difference already. I could see what they did. She looks great. And I'm very excited for her. And I haven't heard from her in a couple of days, but I was figuring she's resting. I was relieved that she got through the surgery and was on the mend, you know? The worst is over and the rest is gravy. She's just got to get through this next couple of weeks of healing. She won't be able to eat solid food, I think. That's part of the thing. She's got to drink everything. So, because she can't open her mouth. Yeah. So, Yes, she's doing great. And I'm happy to say that's great. Josie says, I like all one layer. I just fucking like my hair. I took a shower this morning. It dried on its own. It looks like shit. I gotta get some of this anti-frizz shit in it. And yeah, that's it. That's what I did. Well, it wasn't, I had vomiting, but none of the other thing you're saying there, which was a mercy, I suppose, a small mercy in these troubling times. But I had a fever, and I was throwing up, and I didn't eat anything for 3 days. I had no appetite. I couldn't keep it down, really. And then yesterday, was it not yesterday? What's today? Friday. Yes, I ate on Wednesday, and I had a piece of pizza that was in the freezer, and I needed it. I hadn't eaten. It was good, and that's how I knew. Okay, I'm getting better. All right, my loves. We'll see what happens. One day at a time. No, the cats didn't make me soup. They were kind of useless, except for they liked that we were just laying in the bed napping all day. That was nice, having them, like, just surround me, you know? But they were useless otherwise. And little Spooky, the guinea pig, I had to get up and take care of him. That's how you know you're really sick, when you're struggling to get up and take greens to a guinea pig. I couldn't even take a pill. I went to take some Tylenol, like in the middle of the night. I woke up shivering with a fever, and I was like shaking, opening the bottle of aspirin, and it went like all over the place. I'm like, fuck, I got a fever. Oh, wow. Is it? Oh, really? It went through the nursing home that you work at. Wow. I don't know where I got it, but I probably got it at my niece's shower, my niece's wedding shower. And that's another thing. At the end of April, there won't be a show on the 24th or 25th because my niece is getting married. And I'm gonna be at the wedding. Good for her. Good for her. She's starting her life. I'm ending it. Look, I'm in a mood. All right, I gotta go. I better stop. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it all. All right, my friend. Highly contagious. Maybe I got it at the... And I didn't say anything. I didn't ask anybody else, too. Because I don't want to, as far as my niece's shower, I didn't say, did you get sick? I got sick, because I don't want it to sully the day. I'd rather she didn't know. So. Jim, is it contagious like measles and selfishness? Probably. River says, I've had COVID 3 damn times. Damn it. It's because people aren't getting vaccinated now, too. Dumb bastards. I hope they all get measles. I do. Hope they all get COVID. I won't. I'm not. Hey. That's their freedom. That's their right as an American. All right, my friends. Let me go. I gotta go and stop being cranky. And the only way I'm gonna do that tonight is by getting unconscious. So thank you for hanging out and putting up with me for another day. I love you. I appreciate you. We're in this together. We stick together, we win. And don't forget, maybe we'll see you on Tuesday at the Political Voices Political Voices Network at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will See you very soon.